Hello everybody, this is Vikas.
And this is Sneha. Welcome back to our channel Snevika House. In this video today, we will tell you about the places you can visit in and around Venice.
If you want to know how to plan your trip to Venice, please check out the description below.
We flew to Venice from Germany. At around 5 p.m. we reached there so that we can enjoy the late evening in Venice. And from next day morning we can start the proper sightseeing.
With this video, we would like to show you transport options you have when you travel to Venice. So let's assume you come to Venice via plane. So we'll land in Marco Polo International Airport, other small airports nearby. For this purposes, we are using Marco Polo International Airport. From here, you can take a bus shuttle. So to reach Venice via bus shuttle, you just come outside and you will see a lot of buses which takes you directly to Venice. Another is you can go to Venice via water bus. So for that you have to walk a little bit. You have to come to the small jetty here. So then you take a boat from here. So another thing is if you come by train, there are a couple of options because many of the trains comes directly to the Venice Santa Lucia train station. If your train doesn't come to Santa Lucia train station, you have to make a change in the Mestre train station, which is just in the mainland outside Venice. So if you come by shuttle bus, it will stop over here and the train will stop over here. But if you take a water bus, it has multiple stops across the Venice. If you are coming to Venice via cruise, you will get down probably in this area. So this is the Venice port area, which is very close to the Venice downtown.
As we mentioned, bus cost around 8 euro one way and 15 euro for a round trip ticket, and you don't need to use the return ticket on the same day. ACTV bus runs between the Marco Polo airport and the entrance of Venice, that is Piazza Le Roma. And the other option is the water bus boats, which will run between airport and Venice, which costs you around 15 euro for one way. And for an extra luggage, it is like 3 euro more. As mentioned in our previous video, we had booked our hotel in Venice Island and we decided to take Ali Laguna water bus because it gives you the grand entrance to the Grand Canal and you can feel how Venice actually is. And also another reason was like our hotel was near Rialto bridge and that is quite far from the Venice bus stop.
As you can imagine, traveling by waterboat is quite popular among tourists. So everyone who wants to visit the floating city, we had to wait quite a long to get our place in the boat.
Yeah, like around 45 minutes we waited.
And also again, boat travel takes around 40 minutes. So yeah, it took almost more or less 2 hours to reach the Venice city.
Yeah, we had planned to visit Venice in the evening and it was like dinner time when we actually reached our hotel.
Yeah, as you can see in this video, it was already quite dark, but definitely we get to see different face of the Venice city. Yeah, our visit to Venice quite started very grandly because we got to see Venice at night. It was more like a city trip of Venice in a boat.
As soon as we reached the hotel, we were quite hungry.
We want to check some non-touristic hotels, so where it is not crowded and quite popular with Venetians. After some research, we came across the restaurant Koffler. So we found it very interesting because it is a bit off the touristic track, but still near to the Rialto Bridge and San Marco. Interestingly, we could see many locals dining over there, and this is also next to a supermarket where you can buy water and snacks, and also there is a bar in the restaurant where you can have a drink facing the canal.
The restaurant menu was quite interesting. It had a lot of non-vegetarian as well as vegetarian dishes.
You have to keep in mind in Italy when you eat the food in the restaurant, so they will add an additional service tax which is not listed in the menu. So normally it is reasonable, but if you go to a very fancy downtown restaurant, it can be very expensive. Please be careful of that.
In our experience, we felt that these are the top must-see locations in Venice Island. But generally, when we go to Venice, there are 3 main locations which we want to see. One is the Rialto Bridge, second one is the St. Mark's Square, and third one is the famous gondola ride. But this is just one of our suggestions that you can start your sightseeing from Punta della Dogona and then you can come to St. Mark's Square in the last. We will tell you why in some time.
Let's visit the city.
Punta della Dogona is a beautiful building standing in between the Grand Canal and Giudecca Canal. It is just out into the St. Mark's Basin in a triangular shape. This was a customs building which was built in 1677 to ensure no ship enters the Grand Canal without paying the duties.
This building complex is a museum today. What we like most is the location. It is worth visiting the place. It gives a wonderful view into the San Marco area from the other side of the Venice and infinite view into the Adriatic Sea.
Santa Maria della Salute is a church which was constructed to give thanks for a passing phase of the terrible plague. The construction is an octagonal shaped building with two large domes and two bell towers. Even the church interior is also octagonal. There is a small fees for the entry of €4 per person.
But when we went, entry was free. Please check it out. From Punta della Dogona, if you walk along the Guidaca Canal, you will find the Church of St. Mary of the Rosary. It is an 18th century Baroque church in Venice. Originally, it was a church of Santa Maria Assunta and was built around 11th century with attached monastery and hospital. Don't be fooled by the exterior look. It looks very plain, but inside it has wonderful religious paintings any artist can appreciate.
Now, if you slowly walk towards the center of the city, you will find this church, Santa Maria Gloriosa di Frari. This church is known for its Gothic architecture. Similar to all other church, this church also has a fine art collection from famous painters. But it is mainly known for the two famous paintings named Assumption and Madonna of the House Pesaro from the renowned painter Titian.
Now it's time to let's move towards the Rialto Bridge. Rialto Bridge is one of the 4 bridges across the Grand Canal. Before the stone bridge, there were wooden bridges which keep on collapsing. Finally, to stop this, they decided to build a stone bridge which took almost 3 years to complete.
There is an interesting ghost story associated with construction of the Rialto Bridge, the Rialto Devil, where the engineer made a deal with the devil to stop the bridge from collapsing again and again, if the devil will have the first soul which crosses the bridge. To know the ending of this and many more ghost stories associated with Venice, please subscribe to our channel. We will be posting this video very soon.
Now let's move towards the center of Venice, the Rialto Bridge. Undoubtedly, Rialto Bridge is the most happening place in Venice. It's one of the largest bridge across Grand Canal. In Rialto area, there is lot of possibility for shopping. So apart from shopping, there is also a very nice restaurants near the Rialto Bridge. Along the Grand Canal near the Rialto Bridge, you can see a lot of gondoliers waiting for customers. Choose what you like.
There are many places where you can start your gondola ride. We choose the one besides the Rialto Bridge. This ride is for approximately 45 to 50 minutes, which will cost you almost 80 to 90 euro per trip with maximum 4 people. The fact is that a gondolier must have an official license to ride the gondola and must wear an official dress. It is very difficult for them to get this license, so maximum 3 to 4 people can manage to get this per year. I guess maybe that is the reason the gondola ride is so costly. We enjoyed this nice gondola ride singing a very beautiful and popular Bollywood song. दो लफ्जों की है दिल की कहानी या है मोहब्बत या है जवानी.
Most of the people who like to travel definitely heard of Marco Polo. Marco Polo was born in Venice. At the age of 17, he left Venice with his father and uncle, only to return after 24 long years. He traveled along the Silk Road to China, where he met the great ruler Kublai Khan, descendant of the great Genghis Khan. He saw the East as no European had seen. Till today, his works inspire other explorers. One of the famous explorers inspired by Marco Polo is Christopher Columbus. Today, Marco Polo is celebrated on the currencies and in museums and textbooks.
And people like me know Marco Polo from the famous Netflix series Marco Polo.
There are a lot of controversies on his life. This series gives a more balanced view. When we went to see the house of the great explorer, we were quite surprised. We saw an empty building and a notice saying Marco Polo once lived here. Probably this is what life is. We only take our experience with us. He lives in every explorer's heart eternally. From here, we move towards another important part of the city, San Marco Square. First, we will see the San Marcos clock tower, Torre del Orologio. It will take around 5 to 10 minutes of walk to reach San Marcos Square. St. Mark's Square clock tower was inaugurated in 1499. The clock tower was an essential tool for merchants arriving in the city by water, as they could see the clock tower from the water. The tower stands at the historical central point of the city, politically, religiously, commercially, and financially. On the third level of the tower, in an open balcony, contains a statue of Mary and child made out of copper. On either side of the balcony gallery are the hour in Roman numbers and the minutes in Arabic numbers. The large round blue and gold clock face is below this within a marble circle marked with the 24 hours in Roman numerals. The large blue faced clock shows the time, the month, zodiac sign, and present phase of the moon. San Marco Square is one of the most popular and crowded areas of Venice. Please be careful with the hawkers in this area. After the clock tower, you can have a look at the basilica and also at the tower and a nice walk in the promenade.
Basilica di San Marco is one of the most famous church in Venice, known for its artwork and history. The church overlooks St. Mark's Square on the edge of the Grand Canal and is joined to the Doge's Palace. The entry to this church is free, so you can expect a huge crowd and a queue here.
Back then, Republic of Venice was an individual country. It had its own government supported by the church. As you can see in this picture, Doge was head of the state, similar to the Prime Minister or President in current governments. Doge Palace back then was not just the residence of the Doge, but also where all the diplomatic meetings were held. This building consists of big halls. Back then, it was a celebrated building. Today, it is just a museum. If you have enough time, you can visit this place. The entry will cost you €19 per person.
Campanile di San Marco is San Marco's bell tower. This also stands in Piazza di San Marco. The current tower was originally constructed as a lighthouse and then a watchtower, and which you see right now is not the historical or the original construction. It has been transformed and restored several number of times from 9th century when it was actually built. But finally in 1902 the tower had completely collapsed and was reconstructed. The entry fee for this tower is around €8 per person, but this is worth going to this tower top. In the tower top, there are 5 huge bells. Each bell has its own purpose. Like one bell is for starting and ending of the small meeting, and another one for starting of the work day, etc. Best part what we enjoyed was that you can have a look of whole Venice from all the angles from the top of the tower, and we enjoyed checking all the sightseeing points which we covered in the morning. This is the reason we mentioned that it is good to visit the bell tower at last. Interestingly, what we observed was that we could see the Alps from the tower, but we were not sure, so confirmed that on the internet. And here in San Marco Square, you can take the videos and pictures here similar to Deepika and Ranbir from the Bollywood song, but with a huge crowd behind you.
One of the other activity you can also do in Venice is visiting the other island in Venetian Lagoon. There is a package tour available to visit Murano, Burano and Torcello. Normally you can book this trip spontaneously. It will cost you around €20 per person. It takes around 4 to 4.5 hours to complete the trip. Murano is known for its glassmaking, an art that is protected by the government legislation. You can call a Murano glass only if it is produced in Murano Island. Here you get a wide range of glass products like corner piece, souvenir items, mirrors, etc. Here you can visit the glass factories where there is a demonstration on how glassware is made. Venetian glass is one of the oldest glassmaking process in the world. It's been there for more than 1500 years. Over the course of the time, many glassmaking artists shifted from Venice to Murano in the 13th centuries. Today, Murano glass is known for its art. It has a long history of innovation in glassmaking, and it is the hub of Europe's glassmaking.
Burano is another island on the Venetian lagoon. This island is famous for its bright and colorful buildings. Here, the owner must follow the proper approval process for coloring his house. The government sends a list of colors permissible for the particular section of his house. This is how the beauty of the city is maintained. Apart from the view, there is lot of places where you can shop. To all the ladies out there, you can find the scarves with beautiful colors and precise lace work. it is worth owning one.
Torcello is the last island of the three, which is sparsely populated. It was the first settled island in Venetian lagoon. It is also referred to as a parent island from which Venice was populated. It was a town with the cathedral and bishops before St. Mark's Basilica was built.
We had booked a morning slot for this island hopping, so we were back in Venice at around 3 pm. Hence we decided to book a ghost story walking tour as we had lot of time in evening. And if you would also like to book this tour, then the link is in the description below. So we enjoyed the beautiful sunset at Rialto Bridge and then went for this tour. This was kind of a light and fun tour as they told us some really interesting facts and myth stories. The tour costs around €30 per person. So if you cannot make this, then let us know in the comment section if we should post a video on this ghost stories.
We covered most of the things what we wanted to do in Venice. We loved the trip. Today morning we are leaving early to catch our train in Santa Lucia railway station. So for this reason we are taking the water bus which directly goes in front of the train station. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole video, and I hope it helped you to plan your activities during your visit to Venice.
And in the next video, we will tell you about how to reach Verona and Padova from Venice and what all are the sightseeing places in Verona and Padova.
Yeah.
And if you like our content, please like, share and subscribe.